Miss R. Sarasu. Assistant Professor R. Sarasu is an assistant head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dhanalakshmi Srinivasan College of Engineering and Technology, Mamallapuram, Chennai. She has 7 years of teaching experience for undergraduate and postgraduate students. She has also served as head of the Department of Information and Technology for 2 years. She has been teaching in the area of data structures, computer architecture, design and analysis of algorithm, internet programming, advanced computer architecture, information security, soft computing, system software, web technology, and advanced Java programming. She has attended various workshops and many faculty development programs. She has also presented papers in national and international conferences. She has comprehensive problem-solving ability and good communication skill with a strong inclination for teaching. Her research interests are web data mining, web data extraction, and semantic information retrieval.
Welcome to UGC lecture series in computer science. We are going to see series of lecture on web technology semester 6 and paper 15. Unit 1 covers introduction to HTML, frames, how to link the documents and style sheets and various properties in style sheets. Today we are going to see the session on cascading style sheets. The outline of this program is style sheet basics, style sheet specification, types of style sheets and the properties used in style sheets. Let us see what is meant by style sheets. It is used to create the presentation for a particular document or the set of elements present in the HTML web pages. When we are creating HTML web pages, the presentations will be present in within a tag itself. So, it become tedious task. Every time when we are creating the web page, we need to add the presentation for each and every web pages. To overcome these limitations, we are going to use cascading style sheets where we define the presentation structure of the elements present in the web page in a separate way. So, this is the basic advantage of style sheets. The elements in the sense the tags used in the web pages. The cascading style sheets represent the presentation layer of the user interface. We can apply a single style sheets for a multiple web documents. That is, we can create the style sheets or the properties to be displayed or the presentation of the tags in a separate file, and we can apply that presentation to each and every web page which we are creating. So, this is the basic advantage of web page. So, CSS is meant for presentation, how the web page looks, instead the structure of the web page, how it looks. So, the markup here is written in XHTML. What is the word term represent cascading, which is a style which we are going to apply for the element, that is from a set of rule, which rule we are going to apply, which style we are going to apply. So, that is called as cascading. And the next one is style. This term represent which portion of the web page we are going to apply the style. A part of the web page is called as styles. Next, sheets. Sheets represents templates or set of rules. How web page look with these rules, that is, we are going to define a set of rules for the element in a CSS file or within a inline document itself. So, we are going to apply the rules. So, we have to define the rules. So, that the set of rules will be defined in terms of sheets. So, WWW consortium has developed the style sheets to improve the presentation capabilities of HTML, which is not present in HTML. Let us see a style sheet specification. To define a style for a web page or element in an HTML web page, we have to use a style. So, this style specification consists of two parts, one is selector part, another one is declaration part. What is mean by the selector part? Which element we are going to add the style or the presentation, that is for example paragraph, heading, table. So, this represents the selector, which element we are going to apply the styles, and declaration is a set of rule, which style we are going to apply, which style sheet rule we are going to apply for a particular element. So, this set of rules contain property and the value. So, there are two parts present in style sheet specification, one is selector, another one is declaration. Selector represent the tag element and declaration represent properties and value. So, let us see the syntax for this style sheet specification. So, selector and the properties. For a single tag element, we cannot apply not only one style, we can apply set of styles. So, n property and n value can be applied to a single tag elements. So, each property element and its value will be terminated by semicolon. So, this is the rule to write the style. For example, I am going to apply the color, font and margin properties for the tables, etc. So, the table can have a color, margin and a font. So, the value represent, for example, the color can be yellow and the font is bold, and margin, what is the length of the margin for a particular table. So, what property we are going to apply and what value. So, this is the example for style sheet specification, how to add an style for a particular tag element present in the HTML web page. So, let us see the example here. So, the syntax is selector, property and the value. So, P is an element which represent paragraph, and the paragraph which we are going to use in our web page should appear in the color red. So, color represent property and the red represents a value. So, next is the heading of size 2 which is present in our web page. Then this heading will appear with the color blue and the background color with the green. So, this is an example for style sheet specification. Let us see what are the types of style sheets present in the HTML. So, there are three types of style sheets present: inline, internal or embedded, and then the external style sheets. So, these are the three types of style sheets present in HTML. Inline style sheets. So, while writing the program, HTML program, we can define the style for each element within that element in a particular web page. So, that is called as inline. Inline in the sense inside the document and inside the particular element in the sense tag. So, it is used for adding the style sheets to each tag within the HTML file. So, an single element with a single web page. So, that is called a single section of a web page. So, let us see this with an example. H1 is an element and we are going to add the style, color and the font family Times New Roman. So, this font family and style represents the property. So, red and Times New Roman are value and style represents color and font family, and the selector is H1. So, let us see this with an example. So, I have a background with the red and a paragraph is being displayed here. So, let us see the source code for this program. So, the body color BG color is red. So, this is an property here, and the value and the heading, the property style and font family, value is red and the font family is Times New Roman. So, this is an example for inline style sheets. Let us see the next style sheet, internal or embedded. So, instead of giving style sheets or style for each and every element, we can declare it with the head part of the HTML web page. So, instead going to update each and every time inside the tag elements, when the tag elements is being repeatedly used in the web page, each time we have to give the style for each and every element. So, there is a enormous amount of coding is being increased, as well as repetition will be there. So, instead that we can give the set of styles for a particular element in a particular place, and then we can use it. So, internal or embedded in the sense embedding the style within the HTML page at the head portion of the HTML. So, let us see the what is mean by internal or embedded. A style is applied to the entire HTML page. For inline, it is applied only to the a single element, whereas in embedded we can apply once wherever the element appear, the style will be followed it or the style will be accessed. And what is mean by embedding? Embedding the document style in the head of the head portion of the document. So, let us see this with an example. So, we can give like the keyword style, a markup style, the type text bar CSS, which represents it is an cascading style sheet rules. So, I am going to apply for a body section of a web page. I am going to this is a element here or a selector here. So, what is the feed property here? Text align and font family Times New Roman. So, whatever the body section of the web page, that is the text present in the web page, will be aligned with left with the font family of Times New Roman. So, I have embedded this code within the head portion of the web page itself. So, let us see an example for understanding purpose. So, this is an example. Let us see an source code for this program. Defining the style sheets for 3 elements: body, h1 and paragraph. The body should appear within the color red and the heading with the color yellow, and it should be aligned with center, and paragraph with the font family and font size. So, px represent the pixel point value. The size of the font will be defined here. So, here we are defined with the style tag within the head portion. So, inside the head portion we have embedded the style tag. So, this part is called as internal style sheets. So, this style will be applied for the entire web page. So, the output is being displayed here. Let us have a short break. Welcome back after the break. Before the break, we are discussing about the types of style sheets. We have discussed about inline, internal, and the third type of style sheet which we are discussing is external style sheets. So, the external style sheets is we are going to define the styles with the text file which is present externally, not in the particular web page which we are creating. So, let us see with an example. Here heading, head portion of the web page, we are linking the CSS file. This style.css is a file which contains the set of rules applied for a particular web pages. Not only for a particular web page, we can apply the style sheets to a number of web pages. So, it is been the syntax here is the link tag with the reference h reference, anchor tag which refer the style sheet file from the current web page, and the relation we are going to give is style sheets, and the type is text bar CSS. CSS indicates we are going to apply the style sheet concept for the particular web page which we are creating. For a clear understanding purpose, we will see with an example. So, this is which contains paragraph, and let us see the source code for this. Here we are going to use HTML head tag. Inside the head tag we are going to embed this style sheet properties. So, we have given here as link relation is equal to style sheets. So, we can give it in any way. So first here we have seen about the style dot CSS first. So anyway we can give, since it is an attributes, so it is no problem for us. So we can embed the style sheet properties with the CSS file. So see here, so we have embedded the style sheets properties with the file name exstyle1.css. So this is the file to be externally present, which is to be linked for the current web page for applying the properties. So let us see the what is exstyle1.css contains. This is a file where we save the properties or the style to our web page. This is an external file which should be linked when the web page has been displayed. The properties should be applied for the particular web page. So the property for the body tag is color, which should be yellow, and the paragraph which is being displayed here is red with the font size 1.5 em and the text alignment. So this is an example for external style sheets. So external style sheet is a type of style sheets where we apply set of styles for a particular web page in an external manner. So whenever we require the style sheet properties, we can call that style sheet file with the help of href and the href style.css. So this is an example for external style sheets, and the main advantage is not only a single particular web page is being using this style sheet, n number of web pages can share this style which we have defined in external way. So this is the basic advantage of external style sheets. So the next interesting thing to learn in style sheets is properties. So what is mean by a properties? How the style should appear and how the style should appear on the particular web page which we are creating. There are two versions of style sheets, CSS1 and CSS2, and CSS1 contains 15 properties. We are going to see the CSS1 properties here, like font, text, list, color and background, box and display properties. So these are the some of the properties we are going to see in CSS1 in today's session. First property is a font property, and inside the font property we have various properties or sub properties like weight, variant size, line length, word spacing. Likewise we have several types of font properties inside that, and first one is a font family. So otherwise we can call that as font face. So if the user can give the name of the font face for a text which is appearing in the web page by a usual manner, if we remember the font face like Times New Roman, Arial, likewise Arial Black. So if the user is being remembering all the font, they can give their own font family or font face name. Otherwise they can use two values for this font properties are, one is family name, another one is generic family. Family name is being the name of the font used for the web page, the text should be displayed, and generic family is an inbuilt one. The values for that font family which is of generic type is serif, sans serif, cursive, fantasy, monospace, etc. So these are the some of the generic family font face values. So let us see the next font property is font size, the physical size of the font which you are going to use. The font size is being represented with the property font size and the value. So for example font size which should be in 18 point. So the size of the font displayed in a web page. Number of values have been present for this font size. They are large, medium, small, smaller, x smaller, length, and we can also specify the font size with percentage. Let us see the next font property is font weight. It controls the weight of a text in a particular element with the font weight property. So, in a similar manner as font size, we can define font weight and the value. So, for example, the heading content should displayed with the font style, the weight of oblique. Not only oblique is one value we given for font weight, we have a number of values like lighter, normal, and can be an integer value from 100 to 900, bold and bolder. So, these are all the values used for this heading. So, font weight represent the weight of the text, it should be displayed. So, next is font style. It represents the style of the text which is present in the HTML web page. So, style of the text can be defined by the property font style and the value. For example, the value can be oblique. Not only oblique, we can have other n number of values like normal and italic. So, let us see with the example for fonts. So, it contains an heading and a paragraph message. Let us see the source code for this HTML page. So, here this style is type of internal style sheets which we have defined within head elements, and the font properties here are font family, font size and style. So, these three properties have been used for this web page, and the element is body, paragraph and H2. So, these three are selectors are the element which we are going to apply the font properties. So, the body tag contain the family serif, and the font size of the paragraph should be 16, and the size of the heading should be in 24px, and the style should be italics. So, these three things will be displayed with the corresponding style which we have defined here. So, a paragraph with the corresponding pixels. So, it should in 16 point the size, and an heading is being displayed here. Let us see the next property for CSS, the text property. So, the text, what is mean by a text? A message or what content the web page should deliver. So, how it looks. So, that type of styles can be applied with the help of this text properties. So, used to set the presentation, spacing and layout for the particular text appearing in the web page. It sets the text presentation such as decoration, indentation, word spacing, letter spacing, horizontal and vertical alignment. These are the properties for text. The first property under the text is text transform. So, it is used to represent the case for a particular text. So, we can give this with the values, capitalized value, uppercase, lowercase, it can be none. So, these are the three values which we are going to apply for a text. So, text transform represents the case, in which case it should appear while rendering the web page. So, we have a paragraph tag with the transform of lowercase letters. So, all the characters present in that, all the text present in that particular paragraph will be in the case of lowercase. So, next one is an upper element has been defined here. So, this is a division, and this division of text should contain, the division name is an upper, and it should contain the lowercase letters. So, another paragraph is defined here, and this paragraph should be capitalized, and each text present in that paragraph will be appearing with capitalized letters. So, text transform is a property which represents a case, whether it is an uppercase, lowercase or capitalized. So, next thing to be discussed is text decoration property. It is used to define the effect on the text, that is we can have line through, strike through, underline. Likewise, we can underline the text, we can strike through the text which is appearing in our web pages with the help of this text decoration. And this text decoration property takes a number of values like underline, overline, line through, blink and none. So, next property for text is word spacing and letter spacing. So, the word spacing is nothing but the amount of space between the words, and since it is amount of space, so we generally define this word space with the point value, which is an integer value, and this word space can take the values like normal, length and inherit. Not only the numerical values, we can give string values for this particular word spacing property, and the letter spacing specifies the amount of space between the letters. So, since it is an amount of space, so we can define this with the letter spacing and the integer value. So, we can see all this text properties with the help of example here. So, one heading is being present and this heading is being underlined, which is nothing but decoration, and this is color, this text color is being displayed with blue. So, these are some of the properties has been applied for the web pages, and let us see what are the properties, text properties for the particular web page. So, we have text properties like text decoration. So, this is a text property, and text transform, what case it should appear in uppercase, and color, that is nothing but RGB color values, and the color not only in values, we can give in the hexadecimal values, and text decoration as overline and color as the body color as red. This thing constitutes the text properties, that is text properties like color, text transform and text decoration. So, the heading is being overline. So, see here the text has been overlined here. So, we can give strike through etc. So, some text decoration which we need, we can use it. So, this is an example program for text properties. Next is a list property. So, list property is used to apply the properties for the list like unordered list and ordered list, and list properties are we have type, image and position. For example, this OL list, unordered list with the type square, the list should be displayed with the square bulleted, and then image, and then compact. We have seen font and text properties. Due to the time factor, we will see the rest of the properties in the subsequent session. Let us summarize this session. What we have seen? We have seen style sheet basics, what is meant by cascading style sheets, and style sheet specification, which two parts, decorator and property and the property value, and types of style sheets. Three types of style sheets we have seen: inline, embedded and internal, and properties like font and text. Let us pose some question for understanding purpose. What is mean by style sheets? What are the types of style sheets? How to create the style sheets? What is mean by style specification? What is mean by property? List some of the style sheets which we have used. I hope this cascading style sheets is gives the knowledge about how to give the presentation for the web pages. Thank you.